Chapter 220. Sir Ale, why are you standing here? After Kana had disappeared at a brisk pace, saying that she would go down first for training, it wasn't long before Nathan Zuckerman emerged from the opposite side. He was holding a familiar box in his hand. I thought it was about time for you to finish your work. Is there a problem? He seemed curious, as the location where Ale had been standing was midway down the stairs leading to the commander's office. No, I was just about to leave. I had some discussions with Kana, who had just arrived to report something. But isn't that a letter for the commander in your hand? Only then did Yuder realize that he was still holding the letters that was supposed to be left on Kishir's desk. He was considerably flustered. Yes, I just need to return this, then I can go. Then give it to me. I was about to go in anyway. Yes, but there is one more thing I need to tell you before that. While handing letter to Nathan, Yudir relayed the story that Kana just shared. He responded that he would report it directly to Kishir after listening to the story with a serious expression. It's rather startling. The power of an awakener is truly amazing. We, the Pelator Knights, couldn't have discovered this information no matter how hard we tried. Thank you. It was Kana who did this, so you should thank her. After making sure that the gratitude, which should have been directed towards Kana, didn't wear off, of course, Yudir cautiously asked Nathan another question. If the Pelator Knights have been pursuing them as well, have you had any other gains? We are still in the process of tracking, but as of now, there is nothing definitive I can tell you. He wished he could know more about the situation, even if it wasn't certain yet. However, that cautious knight was not likely to reveal any more to Yudir. It's unfortunate. Unless something is confirmed, Kishir won't speak up. I guess I have no choice but to find out on my own. Until now, Kishir had assigned all tracking-related tasks to Pelator Knights, not the cavalry. It was a natural choice, as the cavalry were less experienced, but it was a bit disappointing that they lacked information. I should consider assigning some of my 5 nominating rights to them. Eventually, I will have to select some people within the cavalry to handle such tasks exclusively. Yudir recalled the nominating rights he had never used so far and remembered that he had not yet asked Kishir if he could include a non in it. I should ask him once the cycle has passed. Thinking of Kishir, he naturally remembered the 5 fingerprints left on the door. Were they really his fingerprints left that day? A strange mixture of emotions, both wanting to go up and check again for sure and not wanting to, came to him. Unconsciously, he glanced up at the commander's office door, and perhaps Nathan Zuckerman noticed something odd because he paused and opened his mouth. Sir Ale, is there anything else you need to do up there? No, there isn't. It's just that. After hastily denying it, Yudir suddenly noticed the box held by Nathan Zuckerman again. Yudir quickly changed the subject. That box, as big as a knuckle, seemed familiar, he said. Ah, yes, it's the same as what I had bought from the Imperial Mage's office before. Nathan looked down at the box as he replied. It seemed his hunch had been correct. He bought the same portion as last time. Why? Wasn't it something that one only needed to consume once? Usually, yes. Nathan trailed off, furrowing his brows. He glanced around as if inspecting his surroundings, caught his breath, and then spoke in a lower voice. There was a warning that his heat period might coincide with the end of the cycle. So, just in case, I requested and bought an additional dosage. Heat? The unexpected term made his heart jump momentarily. He thought he had heard wrong, but that wasn't the case. Only after seeing Nathan's face, which looked more serious than worried, did his startled mind begin to function properly again. Right, it makes sense. I should have entered my second gender manifestation around this time, and since Kishir's heat coincided with this cycle before, it isn't strange that it's happening now. Some things had changed significantly in this life compared to the previous one, and some events were progressing faster. But the overall pattern didn't alter. Kishir's heat period was one of the forthcoming events. However, the timing was inconvenient. This heat period was unexpectedly occurring during a time when Kishir was naturally exerting his power and the cycle time was extending. Nathan's worry about what could happen if the two periods overlapped became understandable. This hasn't happened before, right? Correct. After His Grace's awakening, there had only been two cycles. This is a first. You must be worried. To be honest, yes. Nathan heaved a small sigh. And has His Grace considered finishing this quickly in his usual way instead of this, a natural method? He didn't fully understand the difference between the two methods, but it seemed better to propose a way that wouldn't increase risks. But Nathan could only shake his head bitterly. Don't you know His Grace's personality, Sir Ale? He's not one to waver so easily once he makes a decision. True enough, His Grace claims there won't be any major issues even if the two periods overlap. But I'm not an awakener, so I can't say for sure. What do you think, Sir Ale? You probably know more about awakeners' heat period and transformative elements than I do. Suddenly, the direction of the question pointed towards Yuder, but even Yuder couldn't possibly know the answer. I am not entirely sure either. However, in my case, I was fine even when my second gender manifestation and heat period coincided. So, if His Grace says so, you don't have to worry too much. After responding, it suddenly occurred to him that as an Omega Awakener, it might not be safe for him to keep working close to Kishir. He swallowed his hesitation and continued. But if the heat period really is approaching, it would be best if I didn't go upstairs for a while. My presence as an Omega Awakener might not be beneficial. Is that so? His Grace has never mentioned anything of the sort. Haven't you heard about scent? I have heard. Then you would understand. It wouldn't be best if I'm too close. I remember the Duke never being particularly affected by the scent of other awakeners. But as you said, Sir Ale, it won't hurt to be careful. Understood. I'll keep that in mind and survey my surroundings a bit more. No effect? Hardly likely. You did recall the time when Kishir had kept his distance until the scent from his heat had completely faded. He'd even used magic to deliver items without getting too close. It's a sensitive topic, so there's a chance he might not have disclosed it to Nathan. Feeling awkward to discuss such matters, Yudir swiftly changed the subject. After delivering Kana's message, please send any other information for me in a letter along with the rest of the deputy commanders. I understand. I heard that Sir Ale is almost done with preparations for your trip to the west, but if you need my assistance, feel free to ask. As Nathan had suggested, Yudir was overseeing preparations for the cavalry members heading west according to Kishir's instructions. Strictly speaking, Kishir decided on how to divide and mobilize the cavalry, with Yudir consulting with the deputy commanders to implement it. But once they set off, Yudir was likely to be the one in charge. Given that Kishir might not be able to come with us, it will probably end up that way. In his previous life, Kishir hadn't initially gone to the west. Instead, in his absence, Yudir had the other deputy commanders had led the members on the journey. Then everyone was apprehensive as if being pulled towards death, but this time it would be different. Thank you. After expressing his gratitude, Yuder turned and descended. His next agenda was to visit the new laboratory of Thais Ullman and Alec Pelgin to check the progress of their research. Oh, you're here. You're later than usual. How are the research plans going? Well, so far it's no different from yesterday. Thais Ullman chuckled, glancing at the black medium stacked inside the basket. He was currently searching for a way to harness the power of the red stone stored in the medium, which was now harmless compared to their previous dangerous influence. He was also investigating the changes that the power caused in the human body. Because I'm a mage, it's a bit hard to extract the power inside, but it's a relief that my disciple has awakened. Observations of the changes are going pretty well. The old mage enthusiastically discussed the notes and logs from his observations, but Yuder couldn't understand half of it due to the complex magic terminology. If I could also observe your body, it could speed up things, but it seems like a no-go. It was obvious who was denying permission. Since Yudir had prevented a power explosion in the basement, the old mage had repeatedly expressed his desire to research him. Yudir was also interested in understanding more about what had happened to him, but was willing to cooperate if possible. But Kishir had not permitted it, citing unproven safety. The old mage glanced over Yudir with a courteous look before sighing in disappointment.